there. Welcome aboard. It's Walter here. You're here at the Naked Forex webinar. We're going to talk about trading range-bound markets. So let's hop into it and let me share with you my screen. Let me share my screen. All right. So you shall see here something that looks like the euro. Yes, indeed. That's the euro, if I've ever seen one before. And we are trading Forex Tester, of course. So this is like a simulator if you've never seen it before. We use a lot of simulation in the small account big profits course that you can get. If you're interested in this sort of stuff, you can click the link above or below this video to get into that. Still open. So let's talk about it. What I want to talk about now is range bound. So I've talked a lot about trend trading and how I use the crowd as a trend indicator of sorts. Crowd is a great trend indicator in my humble estimation. Didn't talk about it in the book I wrote, Naked Forex, but what I am going to talk about today is what a lot of people are, I guess, somewhat scared of, and I can see why, and that's trading these range-bound markets. Most traders, actually, I've tested traders around the world, most traders like to fade the trend, go against the trend, and what we have here is a range-bound market, or what I want to find is a range-bound market. I don't know if this is one. I wouldn't necessarily call this one yet. Maybe. Oh no, not now. But let's find a range-bound market, and then I'll show you what we can do to trade these range-bound markets. This is actually a trending market, and if you recall, I don't actually want to talk about this, but we can since it's on the chart. But if you recall, normally what I like to do with these trending markets is you go like this. You wait for the market to pull back like this against a trend like this, and then break above that trend line, and you go long. And then if it does it again, or if it consolidates, see, it's going to consolidate here, I bet. Let's see. It may not, but I think it's going to. I think what's going to happen is it's going to trade in this box or something like that. And then when it breaks out of that box, you go long again. Boom, go long there. Put your stop loss below that candle or below those candles, and you're still good. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, it's still trending. No, it's not. Okay. Now is when I would start to think about, okay, here's what's important here. See how it made this high up here? That's great. However, it failed to beat the high there, and it made a new low. So it's made a lower high and a lower low. So here's your higher high, here's your lower high, here's your higher low, here's your lower low. So I think what's going on here is potentially we might see a box here. Let's see. Now, if it doesn't break above that high up there, then we're going to be in a consolidation sort of thingy, and it looks like that's exactly where we are, folks. Okay. So the only issue I have with this consolidation is probably we're on the wrong time frame. I'm going to drop down to the 4-hour here and have a look at this same area and let's try and use this box to try and set up a trade. Okay. So here's what it would look like. If the market comes down here to this level down here and doesn't look like it's going to break lower, and I know that sounds like a very subjective call, but I'll show you what I mean by that. Well, or if it gets up here, I could sell it. Let's see where it's going to go first. Okay, we're down here. All right. So that's a pretty good look. That's a pretty good look there that it made this little mini kangaroo tail, and it actually went higher than the kangaroo tail. So I'm going to go ahead and buy. I'll buy, and I'll put my stop loss down here, and I'll put my take profit up here. Let's see if that works. Yes, there you go. All right, now, should we sell? Should we sell and go back down? Yeah. So the reason why this is kind of heart attacksville is because what happens is a lot of times the market will take a long time to go from the upside to the downside. Look how it hopped around here quite a bit before it finally got down to this low where it was over here. So it's usually not a direct shot like that was. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put a sell stop below this candle. I'll put my stop loss up above the candle, and I'll put my take profit down here. And let's see what happens here. Okay, we're in. Still in. Still in. Oh no. See, this is what I mean. Yeah, okay, stopped out. So it made it all the way down there. Almost got to my target, didn't quite get there, and then came back up. I probably, you can make the case for moving to break even, but I don't like to do that when the market's range bound like that. Um, I would rather just let it ride because it hops around so much. Let's see if it stays in that box now. It's out of the box now. So I would wait for another box now. I'd wait for another potential uh, box. This one looks somewhat promising, but not really. Okay, forget it. Yep. No. Okay, here we go. Here's one. So I would put a box right here again. Now I'll tell you a hint. And if I see this, I usually don't like to trade these. What if I'll zoom in? I know it's hard to see for some of you, but what if the market actually doesn't trade, or what if it gets to the bottom of the box or top of the box and it starts acting like it's going to break out? What does that look like? Well, what it looks like to me is multiple touches where it just sits there and sits on the bottom of the box. I would probably, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I would call this a breakout. So I would not trade it at this stage. I would say that it's probably going to fall here. So I'm not going to trade it. And it did. So let's find another box. Come on. There's usually plenty of boxes. It's not usually, you don't usually see a lot of trending markets. Here's possibly one. Let's see. We've got 2 touches. What we really need is at least 2 touches on the upside and 2 touches on the downside to make the box. So let's see here if this one holds. Looks like it. Yeah, looks pretty good. Now this is bearish. This big bearish candle that hit the bottom, and then the fact that we have these 2 candles still sitting here, I think it's going to go lower. I need to see something really bullish to make me decide to go long. And that's it. That's enough for me. So I'll put a buy stop up here. I'll put my stop loss down there below that kangaroo tail, and I'm just going to target the other side of the box. And win or lose, I'm pretty happy with this setup. So let's see what happens. This is a good, for me, this is a good one. Okay. Okay, it went down here. It did not trigger my buy stop, so I would cancel the order now, because now with more information, another candle gives me more information, and that information is that the market's ready to fall out of the box. Like that. Just like that. Okay, we're back in the box, but I'm not going to trade it now. It's already made a false breakout, so I'd rather wait for a different box at this stage. That was a good box. But there you have it. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes sense. What I'm trying to do here is just share with you what it looks like when you're trading these breakouts, when the market is in the box, and when it breaks out, it'll come back and touch it. We talked about that. That's last kiss style, right? Last kiss style trading. That's in the Naked Forex book. But these setups are very different because you have to wait for the zigs and the zags to get to the other side. It takes a while. It can be a bit of a heart attack getting there. But at the same time, if you're looking for trades, 80% of the time, the market's doing this. It's just kind of range. Hey, Samir. It's just bouncing around. It's not doing a whole lot. So these are the sorts of markets that this makes sense in. Okay. So thanks a lot for your time, guys. I wish you happy trading. If you want to join us in the small account Big Profits course, you can click the link below or above this video, and we'll see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video. Take it easy. Bye. See ya. Happy trading.